Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I am back with another reading, guys. I hope everyone's doing incredibly well. I hope you guys are hanging like this mega good vibes over here, this saucy little beaver. So we're on to do a Divine Masculine reading, guys. So maybe the title of the reading has brought you in. Nonetheless, I do hope that the messages in the cards validate your intuition, okay? So what that means is these are things that you guys are already picking up on in your twin flame connection. You can already feel it, you know what's happening. It's just the reading happens to act as a confirmation of that, okay? So I'm going to pull one message from the masculine and then we'll use some decks to help give more clarity, okay? I'm going to give it a good shuffle to clear the energy out of the deck. Guys, I also found one of Mega's whiskers, which is so nice. I was called to like brush the deck with the whisker because, like intuitively speaking, they can help you sense so much more out of the reading. And whiskers are so important for cats as well, just to be able to navigate, okay? Navigate their way through the dark. So that's why I was wanting to brush the deck with the whisker. And it's crazy too because over the years, some of you might think this is gross, but I've actually collected a lot of their whiskers, and I used to have it in my older readings in like a shot glass, and I would just like put the whisker in there. And then I think with it as well, I had like a couple of feathers I had found that were very beautiful and like unique looking feathers, and I'd always keep them like bunched together. So yeah, just if any of you have cats out there, yeah, you can use their whiskers for divination, okay? Just a little bit of a side note. Okay, guys, so help us to give clarity, please, universe, on the masculine. Oh, that one wanted to slide right out. We have two messages. I'll keep these. Okay, I was going to ask for clarity on how the masculines are feeling, and that message about navigating the way through the dark. I feel like many of your masculines, in some way, shape, or form, are having to navigate through the dark right now. It could be the dark night of the soul. I know I've been picking up on in past readings that like the separation is, it's kind of taking its toll, right? Like a lot of the things that many of your masculines are experiencing right now. I feel like I hear the masculine saying like, damn, I could really use a conversation with the divine feminine right now. But yeah, again, some of you may be at a distance from this masculine, and so maybe they are having to navigate their way through the dark night of the soul without you being around divine feminine. All right, so let's find out what they want to communicate. This could be, again, a confirmation of like what's going on in their life, stuff that they're thinking, actions that they're thinking about taking. I really hope that it acts as a confirmation for many of you, okay? So the first message here says, I shut down when you get confrontational. Okay, so you have a divine masculine who is admitting to you that they ghost because they can't take the confrontation. You might ask, like, you know, some real questions to this masculine. You might ask them some in-depth questions about things that they may not be even ready to face about themselves. And it's like, you know, you could be a divine feminine who's very open with your energy, but I do feel like, you know, maybe the lesson here is understanding masculine and feminine energy, and that, you know, many of us can get very like passionate. It's not that we're confrontational, but we, you know, might get really passionate, and some of us can be divine feminines who are very blunt and outspoken, and I feel like with this particular masculine, you're going to have to work on maybe toning that down or just being a little bit more mindful with them, because the message here says that, you know, they shut down. It's like they don't know how to communicate. This could be a trigger as well from watching, I'm hearing like, you know, even other people in their lives. It could be like very aggressive women growing up in their lives, seeing women as very controlling and aggressive and dominant, and you seem to trigger that. So that's just what I'm getting from that particular message, okay? Let's pull a card from the Transformation deck and find out what your divine masculines are working on in the background, okay? And what I mean by working on in the background is like, you know, their reaction to this confrontation or shutting down. What's the message from the universe that they need to know? Okay, I'm going to cut it right in half, guys. Well, that wasn't really half, but I should say split the deck. Okay, so we have give without expectation. Okay, so I feel like it's asking them to give a little bit of themselves, and you may be even called, to give a little bit of yourself without having an expectation that they're always going to just open up and be vulnerable and they're ready to tackle any conversation. This could be a message for many of you as well who you've expressed that this is like a really deep spiritual connection. Many of you might have even used the twin flame word, and it makes them ghost. It makes them shut down. And I feel like, for many of you who might resonate with this message, like it's very triggering to have them shut down in your presence. You might be a divine feminine where it's like you think that you're being honest, but there's something very confrontational about your energy, really pushing, not really pushing, I should say, but it's like this is the way I am, and that's that. But I feel like this masculine's maybe here to teach you a lesson in the sense where, sometimes we have to discern and be mindful and be aware of other people's energy as well and how they perceive us. Okay, so give without expectation, meaning if you have a lot of these deep feelings and you're wanting to express it to your divine masculine, you have to be honest without expecting that they're going to feel the same, they're going to understand the depth of the connection, or they're going to just say the right thing, tell you what you want to hear, right? Many times we express this deep love and gratitude for our masculine energy and they get scared. It doesn't even have to be like an aggressive confrontational. It could just be that you just confront them with the deep-rooted feelings of the journey, and many of you just gotta tone that down a little bit because you have to remember, spiritually, they may not be there to understand or, reciprocate your love language just yet. They might need time, okay? So if you're gonna give, you gotta give without expectation because sometimes they may not be there yet where you are to even comprehend some of the depth of the emotions that you feel for them. Many of your masculines have never experienced anyone, with the capacity to love them in the way that you do. And it's like, here you are and you unravel everything to them. Naturally they ghost, they pull back. It's too much to handle sometimes. Sometimes you can feel like, oh gosh, like this masculine might even be turned off sometimes because it's like they feel unworthy or undeserving of, someone loving them in this way. It might even make you, divine feminine, look crazy or unstable, or it's just a turn off, but not because what you're saying isn't genuine or true. It's just, it's a reflected energy. It's like they don't feel deserving of that because they've never experienced it, and B, in order to accept or reciprocate that kind of love, you have to look at yourself like you deserve it. Okay, so these might be some things that your masculines are going through right now is learning to be deserving. You guys know how the Romance Angel Oracle deck has that you deserve love card? Your masculine shut down in your presence in this love because at the core of it, they don't know how they deserve it, and they hate that it comes off as a turn off because it's everything that they want. Like, I feel like when this masculine closes their eyes and they really think about the qualities in a feminine energy that they want, it's everything that you are coming with. But right now they are trying to kind of cipher through why it is they are shutting down when being presented with such a beautiful gift. Okay, so that's just where they're at. Let's find out what else the masculines want to communicate. Okay, so I got a message here. I feel like this is directly for how it is they experience this shutdown. Okay, it says deep breathe often. It will help you feel, it will help if you feel anxious. Okay, so I feel like many of your masculines as well, they're working through that whole shutdown. Instead of closing themselves off, they are working on strengthening their emotional stability to be able to handle you, divine feminine. Because oftentimes you'll find, like, if you're in the divine feminine energy, or even just like a woman, right? You're more emotional than let's say like the masculine energy, right? Um, like you react more. Maybe you might be a lot more outspoken, or you might be a lot more passionate, or you might feel things intuitively at a greater depth. I just feel like, for this particular masculine, when they do allow themselves to experience these types of energies, it makes them nervous. It makes them feel anxious in your presence. And the thing is, it's like they shut down and they may ghost, but then it goes right back to, I want to reach out, I want a message, but now I'm nervous because I didn't handle things the way I was supposed to handle things. So I feel like this message is for those of you who have a divine masculine that, oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. So sorry to scare you. Sorry, guys. A deck of cards slipped down and hit the floor. I'm so sorry to interrupt your sleep and your cuddling, okay? I'm very, very sorry. But yeah, guys, I feel like, this is a divine masculine that is trying to communicate, like, I'm working on it. I'm working on not trying to run from you every time you try to get close to me, or I'm working on trying not to shut down when you show me what it is I'm deeply craving, which is genuine, true love. Okay? Some of your masculines are coming from a past as well, where they're used to relationships being very like rocky and unstable and like emotionally driven. Oftentimes it's not filled with like healthy, balanced love. Like there's something really chaotic about it that, low key they've always been attracted to. But I feel like after meeting you, Divine Feminine, it feels like they don't, little by little, they're starting to realize, like, wait a second, am I attracted to the drama and the chaos? And what about me is attracted to the fighting and the ghosting and being attracted to people where it's like jealousy is a thing and it gets you like, sexually charged up, and, a couple of days later you end up paying the energetic price for it. I feel like a lot of your masculines, they're used to that kind of way of doing things, okay? So, there's a lot of deep realizations I feel like many of them are having around the connection, okay? Let's get a card on how they romantically feel for you. Okay, so we have the Passion card here coming through. Okay, I feel like they're drawn to you, or there's some kind of like, I don't know, it's like a bond between these two. I feel like many of your masculines are very clear, or they have clarity on why you're here or why you even showed up. Because remember I was telling you guys about how they feel undeserving? I feel like your energy is saying to them, Divine Feminine, like, it's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to feel loved. You deserve love. And I feel that by her tying the string around his hand, you're gently communicating that even when they do shut down, that in a sense, you're also learning, and that you'll always be there. I feel like there's a lot of your masculines out there who at some point on your journey and in your connection, they're going to thank you for being there. And many of you might be like, thank you? Like, what do you mean? I didn't do anything. You spent so much time like running and ghosting. I feel like to them, it's like, they don't see it that way. Like, I feel like they're so grateful to you for always being there, even if it's not in the physical. They hold on to your energy spiritually as well. That's what I'm getting with this Passion card here. This is a masculine that has held on to your energy in times of comfort. And I feel a lot of deep regret and remorse for shutting down when you did express yourself in the past. Because now that they've worked through it and they're able to receive it, and for some of them even reciprocate it, it's like they feel like they can't, get that moment back. For many of you, you've experienced a lot of like wonderful moments expressing your truth to your Divine Masculines, really passionate expressions, even encounters, only to just feel like left behind, really hurt by them just kind of backing off or disappearing. Okay, I feel like they're trying to communicate that passion was just, it was too much at one point. It was too much for me, and too much to the point where I was turned off. You know, because some of us might ask that question, like, you know, if this is my counterpart and I feel them spiritually and energetically so strong, it's like, how could they ever block me? Like, how could they ever just ghost me or disappear if twin flames supposedly feel this passion and this attraction? It's because they're trying to keep themselves safe. You know, love is a hell of a drug. Love is a hell of a drug. I don't know why that came out the way it did, but you know, divine feminine, I feel like many of you need to hear, like, the intensity that you come with, you know, the passion, the genuine feeling of, I don't know why I love you, but I do, and the gentleness of your spirit and your compassion and your kindness. You know, it really throws this divine masculine off. And I feel like they're wanting you to know that, you know, after it all kind of simmers down and settles down, they feel this love for you. They feel this passion for you. Okay? They're in the process of trying to calm down, kind of heal that anxiousness within them. And again, I feel like many of your masculines are working on grounding their emotions, like, you know, getting really stable, because I feel like if they're in that masculine energy, then, you know, there's this kind of inner knowing within them that they've got to have, you know, that emotional strength in order just to navigate their way through life, you know. So even with like the message of the whisker, I feel like, you know, a strong message that's coming through for the masculines right now as they kind of navigate their way through this time without the divine feminines. Because many of you, if they shut down, I feel like, remember how I was saying for some of you, like, your cutoff game is strong. It's like if they ghost, you guys ghost even harder. You know, it's like they're kind of navigating their way back to an opportunity, you know, an opportunity to either like reach out again and reciprocate. Another message that just came through as well is that many of you, like, when you get confrontational, and again, this is not going to be in like a super aggressive way, okay? It's going to be more of like confrontational about the connection, you know, like, hey, I feel this for you. I've been having dreams about you. You won't believe it, but all of these crazy synchronicities, and it's like they're sitting there like, okay, this is just way too much for me right now, and after this conversation, I am just simply going to block this person because it's too much. But I feel like what many of you need to know is, now that they've simmered down and settled down, they have saved that conversation, and if it was a conversation over the phone, they replay it often in their head, and they have held on to some of those beautiful expressions of love that you've given to them. So I don't want you guys to think that that went in vain. You know, as hurtful as it was to express all of that and have them kind of disappear on you, I want you guys to know that, like, those messages and that heartfelt expression, it did not go in vain. Because remember too how I was telling you guys, they're like, thank you for just being there. It's those expressions of love and like the deeper conversations that you guys have had that kind of gets them through these dark nights at times. Okay, so yeah, that's how I'll end it off, just hanging on to the thought of you as they navigate their way through the dark right now. All right, so that's what me and the saucy little beeves have for you guys today. Is that a tear in your eye? Oh, you're just tearing up. You getting emotional? You're just an emotional little girl? I'm just kidding, guys. It's probably just watering for whatever reason. She's like actually low-key shedding a tear over the reading. You're so cute. Alright, guys, we love you, and we will catch you guys, I want to say in tonight's reading, but goodness, I've just been, I don't know, just trying to like relax a little bit more at night, and yeah, so we'll see, guys. I'll keep you guys posted. That's why I tried to make this one a nice long one for this afternoon. But yeah, if anything, I'll maybe do a quick check-in, all right? Anyways, guys, you guys take it easy, and yeah, again, I'll catch you soon. Say bye. Bye. Don't, why you gotta be such a scaredy cat? All right, bye, guys.